today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing well. Doing very well. How are you?
I am good. It's good to talk to you again. Uh, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Brooks. I come from Springfield, Missouri. And the lifestyle that I came out of is not the type that we put in brochures. Broken homes, broken families. I grew up around addiction, violence, the prison systems, and I've seen friends die young. More than that, I've seen families torn apart and what addiction can do to people. I'm motivated because I know what it's like to be lost, and also I know what it's like to be found. I know what it feels like to have life that does matter. And I'm here because I believe God saved me, and now I'm fighting to save others, to tell you the truth.
Why do you think fentanyl is so prevalent and accessible?
Because it is inexpensive to manufacture, it's extremely potent and highly profitable to drug traffickers. A very small amount can produce thousands of doses, making it easy to transport and to conceal into other drugs. Sadly, the pursuit of the profit has taken priority over the human life.
In simple terms, what is fentanyl?
Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid developed for severe pain management, such after like a major surgery or advanced case for patients, something like that. In medical setting, it's very in a medical setting, it's very carefully dosed and monitored. Um, but it's approximately 50 times stronger than heroin and about 100 times stronger than morphine. Because of it's so potent, tiny differences in amount can mean the difference between life and death, a high and dying, to tell you the truth.
How does fentanyl crisis compare to the previous drug epidemics of previous generations?
So the fentanyl epidemic has surpassed every drug crisis we've ever had, both with speed and devastation. Unlike the epidemics earlier, like the opioids, the heroin, the fentanyl can actually cause death after single exposure. Today, synthetic opioids, primarily fentanyl, are responsible for overwhelming majority of opioid deaths in the United States. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of Americans. Entire families, school systems, churches, and communities have all been impacted. It's so I believe in the last 3 years, we've had close to 100,000 a year that died over a fentanyl overdose.
Is the problem getting better or worse? And what do the trends look like?
I believe, the areas are getting worse. I believe, the overdoses have declined due to increased awareness of, Narcan and, education. But however, fentanyl still remains, embedded in the legal community. Counterfeit pills, contaminated drugs claim lives every day. And we can't simply become complacent because the statistics are starting to push the other way.
How much fentanyl does it actually take to be lethal, and how does it enter a system? Is it inhaled, smoked, injected, or just contact in general?
So, as little as 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be fatal, a couple granules of salt. And you can do it by swallowing counterfeit pills, smoking it, snorting it, injecting it. One quote on myth to correct is simply touching fentanyl with to intact skin is very unlikely to cause an overdose, but it will cause a reaction.
Uh, how can you explain how fentanyl is being found? How are people finding it in smaller areas?
So in smaller areas, basically we are finding it mixed in pills. Into counterfeit prescription pills, pills that are stamped like Xanaxes or prescription prescribed pain pills. The street pharmaceuticals are now just taking a basically a buffer, put fentanyl in there so you get high. And so that's why people Xanaxes, Adderall, oxycodone, medications like that they try to recreate. And it's also been found to heighten the high in cocaine, methamphetamines, heroin, and other substances. I personally have a friend that is local from Hartville that they was smoking marijuana and died of fentanyl.
So, would you say it's easy or hard to detect?
So it's hard. It's very hard because you can't see that you can't see that it's in the pill. I mean, if you look at sugar and salt, it looks alike, you know. And same thing with fentanyl. If it's disguised, they're actually stamping prescription pills that look exactly like prescription pills. It's hard to tell a counterfeit unless you test it with something. So you have to test it with a. We have test strips that we hand out.
Uh, What does an overdose look like and how quickly can it happen?
Let's see. So stop it breathing, they'll turn gray, nodding in and out, extreme shallow or stop breathing, gurgling, choking sounds, loss of consciousness, blue or gray lips. The blue and gray lips is the biggest because they stop breathing. They forget to breathe. And so that's why Narcan is so, so important.
So, where is the fentanyl coming from and what can be done to stop the supply chain?
So fentanyl is coming from China, Mexico, and now they have super labs inside the states. They are counterfeit. Yeah, they are making super labs and making it here in the states locally.
Um, if a parent is worried about their child, what are the most important conversations to have?
I think the thing is to talk openly, no matter what. We got to have these conversation that the reality of counterfeit pills, the dangers of experimenting only one time, the mental health, the stress, anxiety, peer pressure that comes along with it, healthy ways to cope with whatever they're going through instead of a street drug.
What are the warning signs that someone may be struggling?
Isolation is the biggest one that I think for people. The mood swings, different kind of behavior. They're hanging around different people. Um, Did I tell you this? In my household, if you was missing valuables or goods, you knew that somebody somebody in the household was probably getting high that started stealing from family, declining in their hygiene, loss of interest of things that they used to have interest in, that type of stuff.
What is the single most important thing you want our audience to talk about and walk away with?
Every life matters, every single one. Fentanyl does not discriminate on who you are. If it affects every age, every race, every level of income, and every community. One mistake can become a permanent tragedy, but there is also hope. Prevention does work. Treatment does work. Recovery is possible. Families can heal and lives can be restored. I'm living proof of that.
As a recovering addict, for anyone that is listening that may be struggling with addiction, is there a message you'd like to give them?
Um, I would, I would, that there is hope, that there is hope, that they don't have to use those things to make them to feel accepted or the identity or wanted or to the pain goes away. There's a different avenue to do this. Um, there's always hope. There's hope. Don't give up and don't give in. Talk to somebody about it. Talk to your school counselors, talk to your friends, but don't hold on inside what is going on. I think that's the biggest thing is we want to hold in what's going on in our lives, and honestly, we just need as a community, we need to be aware of this, and we also need to talk about this. Don't do what I did. Don't do what I did. I spent 15 years in prison and most of my adult life getting high, and it wasn't until recently I got to live life. It took me so far away from my goals, and it did nothing for my pain. It did nothing for my emotional trauma. It was all still there. And so there's different ways to deal with things in life than ever go down the avenue of taking street level drugs.
That's really moving, man. I got one last thing. If somebody is struggling with this, where can they find help?
So, automatically, school counselors, you can honestly, there's so many recovery centers in this area right now, recovery groups. They can call me. I got so there is any the Big Boys Man Ministry, Mountain Moving Ministry, Abundant Grace. Those are all recovery groups. And so there's Celebrate Recovery in Hartville that I would attend. So there's stuff out there to go to. Find a church. Talk to somebody though.
All right, cool, man. I'm out of questions for you. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, man. No, I appreciate it, and just know this: one one pill, one use can kill you off fentanyl, and we don't know what's in fentanyl is in everything. It is in prescription drugs. It is in the local marijuana right now. It is going mainstream, and over 100,000 Americans a year have been losing their life. And I just do not be the next statistic more than anything else. Thank you, brother.
All right, thank you. Have a good day, man.
You too, man.